What's going on, everyone? It is April 10th, 2018. I just had sessions all day, so I finally got a chance to make this video. Hope everyone had an awesome day. So what we're going to be talking about today is confidence and how to develop your confidence in your art. Whether you're a music producer, an audio engineer, an artist, anything of that nature, all right? So the first idea is, you know, definitely most people, I think there's definitely parts of it is genetics, some of it is nurture, but you definitely could develop your confidence. So whether we all might start at different stages in the game, but that doesn't mean that you can't catch up or surpass what you even imagine in yourself and your own confidence. Now, so the first idea would be like, and I touched this idea in another video as well, but again, it's kind of like confidence is definitely like developing a muscle. So if you work out, if you're going to the gym, you're working out your biceps, triceps, shoulders, whatever it is, you're going to be developing those muscles. If you sit down at the piano and you keep practicing with a passion, you'll develop that same kind of confidence. So now confidence is the same thing in every other aspect of your life. Being able to socialize and network, being able to go to parties and talk to people, feeling comfortable, as well as not feeling pressure from the outside world. That's where confidence starts from. So again, you have to work on it. If you don't feel like a very confident person, that doesn't mean you can't develop that confidence. You just have to. We're going to go over a bunch of different ideas that you kind of can help you, but the idea is that it's just like developing a muscle or learning how to shoot a free throw and getting better at that. Ray Allen, for instance, is one of the best free throw shooters ever. That's not just luck. He practiced that more than probably rest of the people, a majority of the rest of the people. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing. And that leads me to my next point. You have to expose yourself to your fears. A lot of times we're not confident because we kind of fall victim to listening to our own head, our own thoughts. So it's the same idea as, fear is kind of like, I forgot the exact quote. It was pretty cool. Something like, unrecognizing the unknown or something about the unknown. I don't exactly remember, but it was a pretty cool idea. And essentially what it meant was just that, it's an illusion. So whether your fear is you have stage fright, or I've worked with singers that are really shy about singing in front of people, so they have to start exposing themselves to that in order to overcome that. So, I remember when I first started practicing years ago, I was all over the place. It was awesome. And so I was definitely like self-conscious about that. I think it was just being, I really think like stuff like American Idol, the best part is definitely in the beginning when, all the bad singers are getting their 5 minutes. Like that's definitely like the best part of the show in my opinion. I haven't watched it since like season 2, but I recall that was always great. And I think that kind of leaked into society where people became even more self-conscious about it, and there's a lot more pressure now, I believe, and you don't have to fall victim to that pressure. Who cares? And so well, my point is that you have to start doing things that will help you get over that. So whether what I did, for instance, I started singing when I was at the gym back in the day. And while I was working out, I didn't even have headphones in. I was singing to the music in the over the intercom speakers. So yeah, good times. And so basically, doing that though definitely helped because I was in the process of taking over the studio, and part of being a music producer is being able to sing in front of people and correcting their pitch. So I had to get over that like ASAP. So if you're gonna be a musician or an artist, get over that. The sooner you get over that, you're going to be getting to new levels, essentially, So Okay, exposing yourself to fears. Now, if you are you don't like working with people, like it, not necessarily because you've done it, but if you get really nervous when you work with people, then you have to keep working with people and develop that muscle. Like my last point, you got to keep doing that, and you'll find over time it's not that bad. You'll grow into it, and before you know it, it's second nature. Can't keep this video or this phone steady today. All right, so another good point is don't talk weak. I've worked with artists where they doubt themselves in a sense. Uh, I don't consider myself a singer, but I guess I could sing. I don't really care though. But if you just there's there's nothing wrong with that. But if you kind of approach it more from an idea of I'm a good rapper and I'm a good singer. Hey, rap. So man, chaos. So anyways, what I was saying is yeah, if you said that you're a good rapper and a good singer, you'll find that that confidence builds up over time and that belief becomes a foundation opposed to kind of talking yourself down because that just creates a ceiling, a self-limiting belief that's weak. So that's definitely something to think about. Just be conscious of it. Anytime you say I try, I think I can, I can't do that, anything like that, just cut it out. Make it a conscious effort to get those words out of your vocab. Belief in yourself is the root of self-respect. So when people, that means essentially like you're in a session and you have a couple people, all of them are putting out ideas, but you're the engineer, you're the music producer, you know, and everyone's like, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea, but you know in your gut that it's a good idea, and you say, I'm not changing, because you just trust me. That is essentially stuff like that will go a long way. That will build a career for you if you do things the right way. You need to believe in yourself. You need to have confidence. You need to have conviction in what you're doing. You need to essentially envision the best version of yourself and then every day strive to be that. And again, this leaks into life, not just being an artist, and that's the whole point. Because if you're going to be an artist or a music producer, you need to kind of turn that into your life. I'm not saying let that interfere with family or anything like that, but you need to make that a focus. Believing in yourself. So when everyone tells you that you aren't a good singer and you know that you have to keep practicing, you'll become one. That's self-respect. You can't be afraid to say no. Self-respect. It's way easier to say yes than no. And usually when you say yes to things you don't want to say yes to, it's going to lead to way more problems down the road. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to own whatever it is that you're doing. Be honest with yourself so you correct your flaws. So I say it time and time again. Record yourself on your cell phone. Record any type of device you have. If you have GarageBand, you don't have a studio setup, record it anyways. Analyze your voice. Pay attention to the detail in what you're doing. Am I enunciating clearly? Do I have bad breath control? Is my breath control on point? And do I have a good rhythm? Do I sound confident? Do I sound like I believe what I'm saying? Like I have an attitude and a chip on my shoulder, or anything like that? Or do I sound like I'm timid and I don't necessarily believe in what I'm saying, or I sound like I'm reading? You have to pay attention to that stuff. Do I sound like I have passion? Do I have energy? You have to listen for that stuff. The best artists all pay attention to detail, and then they forget it, they let it go, and it becomes natural, and they just go back to singing or rapping with feeling. At the end of the day, that's the most important part. A good friend of mine told me once, embrace the awkward. And essentially that's it. It's very awkward on stage if you make it awkward. But if you go on stage and you're in the zone and you're not judging yourself and you're not worried what the outside world is thinking, you will essentially be embracing awkward, and the outside audience will necessarily essentially be feeding off of your energy and reflecting that same confidence or good energy, good spirits, good vibes. You follow me? Uh, so that's something to really think about. A lot of different situations and music's going to be awkward. If you feel scared, just take it head on, embrace it, and it's never as bad as your mind's going to lead you to believe. Be confident in your mistakes. Don't, if you fuck up, whether you're performing live or you're recording, don't be like, shit, fuck. Don't be freaking out and stuff like that, because that's just going to ruin your performance. It's going to get in your head. It's going to ruin your mindset. Especially if you're performing live. Like, I mean, it's a live setting. Most people are going to be on drugs and they're going to be fucked up anyways. They're going to be on their cell phones, enjoying the music regardless, but just having a good time, because that's what you're doing. You're performing. So don't get all mad and stuff if you fuck up. Just keep rolling with it, and people probably won't notice. And if you do fuck up, roll with it. See what happens. Improvise for a second, and then just get back home. Go back to what you were playing. So, and plus, serendipity is a pretty cool idea, and that's like a mistake essentially that works. So tons of times in the studio, like I might press copy and paste too many times, and it'll do something weird with the structure, and then it ends up being an awesome thing. Or I might by accidentally put a loop on in a really small section, and it chops it really quick, like cutting back and forth, playing the loop really fast, and it becomes like oh, that's a cool idea for a chop, and then maybe I'll chop up that part and put it at the beginning of the song, and now I have the intro. It chops maybe 4 times, and then the song starts. If you hear my beats, you'll hear that a couple times. I got the idea from a mistake. So yeah, embrace mistakes that you make. Don't get mad about that. This goes back to what I was saying about don't talk weak. When you talk weak, you don't realize that you're closing these doors, these invisible doors that could lead to great ideas, all different great success, whatever it may be. But if you talk weak, you're shutting those doors before you even have a chance to step through them and see what's on the other side. But if you believe that I am a good singer, or I have great pitch and I could sing with a lot of passion, you speak confidently and you believe that with a deep belief, not a phony belief, a shaky belief, but you need to have a foundation that you won't even know what I'm talking about until you open that door. So you have to start practicing that. That's what I'm talking about. It's like being a veteran in the NFL. I always listen to interviews, and they always talk about the game slows down after the third year, second, third year, fourth year. Faster for some, slower for others. Obviously, that's why some don't last in the league. But what happens is when the game slows down, then you're in control. You can really feel the game. And when you're in the booth singing, recording, or playing guitar, or you're on the stage, you might be nervous, but then it's gonna slow down. And the sooner you get into that slow down groove, then you're operating from a place of power. So it's something cool to think about. Treat people like you want to be treated. Kind of cliche, but it's the truth. And so that goes with recording sessions. If you're gonna be a dick, then don't be mad when people treat you shitty. If you want the truth, then you better speak the truth to people. Don't tiptoe around or walking on eggshells about feedback. Especially because it turns out most of the time people just want honest feedback. So they want to. If you don't give them honest feedback, then you can't correct the issue. So just think about that. You got to practice, 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 practice. Like not Allen Iverson, not talking about practice. We have to practice every day. So that means, setting aside time from your busy schedule. All right, finding time dedicated to your craft. If you're a singer, sing your scales. Practice singing in pitch with the notes. Sing the letters of the notes. Sing the Roman numerals of the notes, like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Uh, if you're a guitar player, then practice same thing. Practice your scales. Practice writing new songs. If you're a songwriter, you need to be writing songs nonstop. The best songwriters turn that into a second nature. You just could write a song in 5 minutes like that. It's not even an afterthought because it happens so quick. And that's another thing too. I find that the best instrumentals, the best songs I've ever made were all done really fast. 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I was not even thinking. I was just letting nature take over, and I was just being a medium for it. I know it's trippy, but that's what it feels like. It's awesome. And that's because I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting my thoughts are always going to be like, "Oh, this doesn't sound good," or "You should change this," and I just ignore it. And when I ignore it, that's when I feel free. Know your goal and stay focused. This is the last one for today. Know your goal, stay focused. If you want to be a great musician, think of what you need to do. If I want to perform on say like Saturday Night Live, that's the goal. Then do it. Come up with a plan. Figure out step by step what you think you'll need to do to get there. Come up with possible other ideas in case those knock you off your path. But the whole idea of having a focus and a goal is that when you get knocked off that path, all you have to do is just realign. It's like a GPS, and you pass the route. All it does is reroute because it has a focus, it has a goal. Same thing. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, feel free to give it a like, share, and comment. Please. I would appreciate that. I hope everyone has an awesome night, and I will talk to you then. Tomorrow.